So we're about to finish up our free camp for the first 2 nights, just our trial run. As I said, I was going to go through a few of the things that we've had to do to the car to get ourselves organised, and also to the van. We really want the trip to go smoothly, and we want to use free camps as much as we can, so we have to be self-sufficient. So I'll run through a few of the things that we've done to the car. We actually had the Nissan Navara anyway. So we decided, well, there was two options. You get a newer car or a new car and travel around Australia, or use the one you've got. It's already got K's on it, so instead of clocking up kilometres on a new car, we decided we'll go with what we know. So we've put on the 7-inch XCM spotties on the front. These are a really good product. They're super bright. You don't really need the 9-inch. The 7-inch are well and truly bright enough, and from BCF they're dirt cheap when you've got a club membership anyway. We've also put a snorkel on. We're not planning to do a lot of four-wheel driving anyway, not off the beaten track or major river crossings. I don't think we'll ever get higher than the wheels anyway, but just in case. And we just got this one offline from PS 4x4 and accessories. Really good value. Bit of trouble fitting it, but it's not too bad. I would say the template could be a bit better, that's all. Tow mirrors, we've just got the cheap ones because we've actually set up the car with a camera on the back of the caravan that links into our VMS system. So if you have a look here, we've put in a few things. If we go in the car, so at the back here, we don't need the seat, and we're using this more as storage space. So we've got the seat down, and we can take this out. So if anyone does come and visit, we can take this out, or if we want to take other people out for a day, we can take it all out, put it in the van, and we've still got our seats. We're traveling with a small dog. He's been in our lives for about 12 years, so he's part of us until anything happens. Now, we have put two of these tubs in. One's going to be for Sally, one's going to be for myself. They will be with clothes, so the spare clothes that we can't really fit in the caravan. And we do have more storage, you know, under this area behind the seats. And we've just put in a King's console fridge. This one is big enough to put our lunches in as we go away on drives for the day. Not going to really be using it unless we're driving, so we can get cold drinks, we can have sandwiches in there. We don't have to actually get lunch all the time. So I'll show you the inside of that. So we've got it so it's not going to move, but it's reachable. So it's just a good size. We can fit a whole soda stream bottle in there. We've got our lunch in there. We're about to head off, so that'll go on then. Now we've come in here. A couple of the places that are really going to be your best friend is BCF, the Full Drive Super Centre, ARB. All of those sort of places are really good. So we just got the voltage meter with the 12 volts and the USBs, and then we've taken them off of the plate that it came with. We've drilled in the holes into here, so it's a nice neat fit. And we had a great auto elec in our local area. His business name is JC Auto Electrics, and he's in Maui, based in Maui, but he does a really good job. He's hooked up everything for us. He's hooked up our UHF, so we've just got the Oricom in the mini size there. It's going to be perfect for what we need. It's more just to talk to the trucks in front or the caravans and see what's going on in the road. Then we've got the Primus IQ electric brake system put in. Another small, nice, compact unit, so it's not taking up a lot of room. Then from there, we've just put in a little dash cam, just one of the ones from the 4-Wheel Drive Super Centre. They're like $49. It does a 3-minute loop and then records again, which is all you want. It's just in case you have an accident. Now we've got the VMS 7000 here. I'll turn that on. So this, we did look at the HEMA maps as well, but we thought we'd go with the 700 HDX. We're not going to do a lot of four-wheel driving, so it's going to be fine for what we need to do. You've got your off-road, does give you the maps and like tracks and walking tracks. It also gives you free camps, so you can go in there and find free camps that are near you. So when we go into this screen, you can go find places, and you can choose. So here it's got petrol stations around here, blah blah blah, then free campsites. It brings up all the free campsites that are close, and you just pick one and off you go. Obviously we're using wiki camps as well, so we find out the reviews and what the campsites actually offer, and then we can find it in this map system and just put it into our GPS and we can follow that. What else we've done here is this is compatible with the four-wheel drive Super Center's reversing camera. So we just got the camera and we've had that put onto the back of the caravan, and it links in through here. The only thing is, if you just plug it directly in here, the system, as soon as it recognizes the video feed, it'll actually override your maps, and that's what you'll have on your screen. So our auto elect has run a line, and we're able to put a switch so we can turn it off and on as we need. So while we're driving, we'll probably have it on most of the time, we think, because it's really good to be able to see what's behind you, and the maps still talks to you while that's going. And when we're in places where we're not 100% sure where to go, then we'll have the maps up, obviously. So that should be really good. So we've got plenty of charging ports. We've got plenty of free spaces still. It's a bit of trial and error, really. We need to just see how it goes. We did purchase some good quality sheepskin seat covers. These are just from Super Cheap, but the dearest ones they actually have, just for that little bit of extra comfort as we're traveling long distances. What else have we got? I've also got a reversing camera that I've just mounted up there, that's hooked to the back of the car, so I can see the tow bar of the trailer the caravan when I'm backing up. So that's the inside of the car. I'll just turn that off. Now, the other thing we found on a lot of the reviews for other people camping was water. So a lot of these free camps don't provide any water that you can fill up with, so it was necessary that we need to have enough water, really for probably 5 days, I reckon, at the most. So we've got the tank on the van. So the tank on the van, that is about 80 litres, and then I've installed just under these toolboxes another 80 litre tank. So if you just go in here, you'll see, I don't know if you can see it very clearly, but we've got another 80 litre tank in there. And if we come around this side, I've just all the pipes are pretty much behind here. And then we've got a tap that I've connected just under here, so we can get to water. We'll probably put a hose on that, I reckon, and I've bought a 12-volt pump for it, but at this stage we're just going to see how we go with it, just using gravity feed. Why do I have so many toolboxes on my car? Well, I'm a handyman by trade. That's what I've been doing for the last year and a half. So what we're going to do is, we've got magnets made up for the sign for my business, and we're actually going to be doing handyman services, traveling handyman services. So we've got, you know, all the tools I ever need to do smaller jobs and some bigger jobs. So mainly the caravan parks, maybe. We might be able to advertise through Facebook and just get, you know, small jobs that a lot of the tradies aren't going out for these days, because, you know, the bigger jobs are worth more to them. Then we come onto the van. I've still got a few things I need to do on the van after this weekend. I think I've decided I'm going to put a stand on the back here, linked into that. I'm going to put a box on the back for our generator and have the generator in a box that's lockable with vents, so we can run it just on the back there without having to lift it in and out of the van all the time. We've just got this on the back. It's a zip up one because it's a good idea to have a rubbish bag with a zip, so we'll line that with a rubbish bag when we're traveling so we can take all our rubbish away with us, and also animals can't get into it if we've got it zipped up. If we go along here, look, she's an older van. It used to be, you know, that 80s green on the bottom, so we just gave it a lick of black paint just to cover up the green because that really aged the van. And we sort of think that just makes it look that little bit better. Yes, it's an older van, but it's going to do what we need it to do. Worst case scenario, if not, we'll sell it somewhere along the road and we'll buy another one. But why outlay, you know, the $50,000 on a new van if we don't have to? We've also got some mains pressure water connection, so we can connect up to mains water when we're actually in a caravan park or where it's available, which also has a tap to the front so we can access water without having to take it through the van. We have 2 bottles on the front, the other one's just hooked up to the Weber at the moment. Now the Weber is fantastic, so we are getting another little gas bottle that will go on the back of my car for the Weber, and we'll just leave these 2 for the caravan. Now we've had the auto elect. Once again, he's done a fantastic job hooking all this up. So we've got our Anderson that charges our batteries, and obviously our plug for the trailer, and then this is to do with our rear view camera on the caravan. So great job. This van has electric brakes, which is really good for one that's a bit older. We've just got the toolbox on the front there as well. So we're doing free camping. This weekend we haven't had to set up our portaloo, and where we don't have to, we're not going to. We're only going to use it where we have to. But we'll always have to set up our shower tent, which we had our first 12 volt out of a bucket shower last night, and it was actually fine. And we're, you know, not in a very warm climate at the moment. We're in Victoria, so it wasn't the warmest temperature outside, but the shower was actually quite comfortable to be in. So there's my generator. We got this one online. We got it from, so it's a Gentrax generator. These have a really good review. One of the most popular generators sold on the market at the moment for caravan and camping. This one is a 3000 kilowatt, so it'll run everything that we really need. We're probably not going to run it a lot, to be honest. It's only for those times when we really need just a little bit of extra power. We also can charge our batteries in the van with this if we really get stuck, so we can hook in a charger onto our batteries and charge them up. It's 58 decibels, so it's pretty quiet. You know, I don't know whether any of them are ever quiet. You know, I put it on, I think it's really loud, but apparently it's pretty much what they are, especially when you're going to that size. So we've got our awning on this van, which was already on the van. I've only got it down lopsided at the moment because it was raining a bit yesterday. Great idea to have. We do have privacy screens for either side of this as well. We decided not to put them up this weekend. And also we have the capability of putting a full annex up. We've still got the track along the top there, and you just wouldn't roll out your awning. We've got the TV aerial. We've set that up. We couldn't really get it to work. I think the aerial might need replacing. But we also have satellite TV. We have a satellite dish that we didn't bring with us today, but something that we'll probably look into before we leave and get that working. We've seen a lot of videos where people have also mentioned that because you're traveling so long, and really your lounge chair is actually the chairs that you're going to be sitting in outside most of the time. So it's a good idea to get some really comfortable chairs. Go out, try some, and get some with a bit of support, sitting upright, so you're not slouching all the time. So at the moment, I'll show you what we do have this one here, which is just going to be our spare one. We just picked that up cheap from Aldi. Great little chair, perfect for, you know, your weekend camps and things like that. But we've got another one of these chairs on order through BCF because they didn't have another one at the time. So this is the Oz Tent Gecko chair. They're actually on clearance at the moment, but that's still a great chair. This one has the option to do a lumbar support through the back. You can adjust that, and there's 2 adjustment levels on the back of that chair as well where you want that to pull in and out. Then on top of that, you've got this great little tray that pulls out. It's a bit dirty at the moment because we just used it for breakfast, sorry about that. But you know, you can set that up straight. You can undo this down here, lift it up a bit further, spin it around, and you've got yourself a little stable table to eat off of. You can also lean this onto an angle, and then you could adjust it up and maybe have your iPad or a book resting on it. So we've got another one of those coming. Really comfortable chair. They're a bit more expensive, so these are about $160, but well worth spending a bit of money when you're going to be using them every day. The next thing we've got here is the Weber. BCF is where we purchased ours from. The reason why we purchased it from BCF is they just have all the accessories there in one spot as well. I know a lot of the smaller family stores also do that, but when you're going to buy a heap of other camping stuff, we just got the Weber at the same time, and we think that BCF's probably going to be one of those places that we visit quite often around the tracks where they're available. We've got the little portable stand for our Weber. We did start out with the bigger Weber, and we decided to go to the BBQ. The bigger one, for 2 people, it's just too big, plus it wouldn't fit under our bed, whereas the little Weber fits under a bit better, doesn't take up as much room. Now, we have been cooking on this all weekend, cleans up almost like new. We've done stuffed chicken breast, we've done a gourmet breakfast, we've done pancakes, we've, you know, really utilised this. We did a roast the other day. We had Sally's mum and dad come up to visit, and we cooked a roast pork with veggies and gravy, just all on the Weber. So a fantastic little product. One of the things I recommend when you buy your Weber, always buy the half plate at the same time. There's no point having 2 sides with grill. Be great if they came like that, but it's just the way it is. They're not a cheap little accessory, but well worth it. You can't put 2 of these plates in here. Just want to stress that. If you put 2 of the solid plates, you've got the risk of damaging your barbecue. So always remember, 1 grill, 1 flat. You can also get casserole dishes, you can get saucepans, you can get other plates that go on this, you can get all your trays for baking and roasting. So, you know, they've just got so many accessories, well worth spending a little bit of extra money to get a decent barbecue. So on into the van. So this is our van. As I said, it's an older van, but it should do what we need it. We've replaced the floor. There was no soft spots, so we've actually been able to just put these vinyl planks straight over the top of the vinyl that was there initially. Just moderns it up, freshens it up a bit. We also painted out a lot of that was timber veneer in the middle, so we've got the laminate paint, and we primed it, and we've actually painted just to take a bit of that wood out. Probably, you know, modernizes it just that little bit. We replaced all the curtains, so we actually made up the curtains, used the ones that were already here as the template, and we've just made those curtains up. The good thing about this van has really big windows in it, lots of screens, and lots of light coming in. Yes, we don't have an air conditioner or a heater, but we're not planning to need that. We're chasing the sun, but we're doing it at a time when it's not that hot that you couldn't sleep in your van with just a fan on. So, and once again, worst case scenario, we do have some money in the bank. If we really need the air conditioner, it's something we can go to any caravan and camping place that does air conditioners and get it installed. It'll cost a little bit of money, but you know, we still saved on the van instead of buying a brand new one with all the features. Just in here, so we've got a 160 watt solar panel on the top. We're not sure whether to get another one of those yet. So under here is where we've got our batteries. So we have 2 batteries set up, total of about 270 amp hours roughly is what we're carrying. We also have the 1000 to 2000 watt inverter in there, mainly probably just to run a coffee machine or something like that. We did run our little panel heater off of it the other night. It's able to actually run it, so that's good. Also in here we have our DC charger, so this converts the voltage from the car into a high voltage to charge your batteries better. This Eclipse also has a monitor on it, tells you how full it is, but I don't think it's working at the moment because it reckons we've got no battery, but everything's still running, so I don't know what's going on there. This van, when we bought it, actually, yeah, okay, you're probably looking at that couch right now and going, oh, that's hideous. And you're right, it's not great, but it's actually quite hard to reupholster them and costs a lot if you get someone to do it. The actual material's in good condition and the foam's in good condition still, so we decided, you know what, we'll live with it. This has a decent sized fridge in it and freezer. This has been put in recently. You can find these on catch.com. This one is around the $650 mark roughly, new. It runs on 12 volt and 240 volt. It's running off a 12 at the moment. Obviously not a lot in there because we're only away for a weekend, but not a bad, decent little bit of space. And obviously when you're camping, you don't put everything in your fridge. Anything that can stay out until you have to get it refrigerated, you leave it out. So you wouldn't put 2 dozen beers in here because you only need probably 2 or 3 in there at a time. Some people a lot more. For us, it's more wine, so we'll make sure it's stocked with wine most of the time. So that's the little fridge. It's just got a few hooks there to hold that. There's quite a lot of storage in this van, so we've got a decent sized cupboard there. We've got the TV up there. We'll probably just use the laptop with the TV with the HDMI cable most of the time. We've got the microwave, plenty of storage under there. Put that back. Storage all the way around the top. When we actually set up, we put a lot of stuff up here because you want to be able to get to it nice and easy. So we've got a relatively new Dometic Leisure mini grill in this van. We don't really need the oven. We're going to use the Weber for that. Really, we're only using this at the moment to boil water. And if the fire's going, we just chuck the kettle on the fire. Microwave, haven't used it yet, but we can use it with the inverter if we need to. And this is our double-sized bed. Be nice to have a queen, but you know, it's all about costs, and the van isn't really designed to have that size bed in it. But we do get 2 full-length storage wardrobes at the end there, so it does what we need it to do. But other than that, that's pretty much the setup so far. We've got a few things that we picked up on camping here that we'll need to fix, but other than that, it actually worked pretty well, don't you reckon so?
Sure did.
It did. So we were able to live pretty comfortably over the last 2 days, and we ate well, and looking forward to the adventure that's ahead of us. And we'll keep you posted if we find out any things we've had to change, any things we've had to do, and what we're enjoying and what we're not enjoying. All right, see you next time.